Well, in a goofy-ass twist of fate, we ended up getting the new support! Ladies and gentlemen, this is Gustav the 13th here with a new video talking about the ReZEL Type C Defensor B unit. New 650 support for Gundam Battle Operation 2. Let us check out some of the usual stuff here as we check out the weapons. ReZEL Beam Rifle being its main gun, also not having any alternatives. Well, I guess you wouldn't expect much else, right? Also rocking the Saber, having the arm grenade launcher, pretty much anything that the general ReZEL already has, including the shield beam cannon. Getting into some of the new thing that's on this then is the Mega Beam Launcher ×2. So this is a focus required weapon with a focus time of 2.5 and a range of 600 meters. On top of having it being a Grobies, which means that it actually puts out 2 beams that actually stay streamed out for a certain amount of time, doing continuous damage while they're out and making contact with things. So, in general, if you already like a lot of the mid-range to long-range on the ReZEL itself, you'll probably be right at home here. Definitely rocking a pretty solid kit. That being said though, keep in mind when we're talking about the 2 melee that we have here that it is still priority 1. And as we get into the skills, you'll also see another thing here. So, speaking of which, let us go down the usual stuff. Starting first with the stats. Like we said before, this is a support 650 ground space. Should also be kept in mind that this is, in fact, a transformable. Well, I can't really show it from there, hold on. Yeah, now you can see a little bit better. But, if we get back into it here, we're talking 20k health. Ballistic resistance is 26, beam resistance is 26 as well, melee resistance is 20. Range strength is 55, melee strength is 10, movement speed is 135, top speed is 200, thruster gauge is 75, and turning speed, oh my god, turning speed is 65. Moving on then to the part slots for this, we're talking close range of 12, medium range of 20, and long range of 16. So, actually a decent amount of skills here. Coming from the top, we have High Performance Radar level 3, High Performance Scope level 3, Observational Data Link level 1, Anti-Stealth level 1, which, I mean, thank goodness. I think there may be a couple others, but this is probably going to be one of the more prominent ones, trying to scope out Shazars and whatnot when we talk about raids running around, especially now at 650. High Performance Aerospace Gimbal, which is nice. You would kind of hope, right? Scouting Parallel Processing Device, Transformation of Flight, like we were talking about before, can fold itself up as usual. Fall Prevention System, reduces reaction when hit in range while in mid-air, which is, you know, definitely a godsend for something like this. Damage Control level 1, I'm gonna be honest with you. Kinda wish this was a little bit thicker. Kind of a big boy. Sometimes a little bit easy to stun lock depending on where it actually does its landings, but you know, it comes with the territory, especially as a support and especially as a transformable suit. But moving on. Flight Control Program 2, High Performance Balancer 1, which means you can actually take advantage of that melee depending on your spacing and whatnot pretty well. High Spec Ambac level 2, Force Injector level 2, Shield Tackle level 1, and Wing Special Cushioning level 3. If we're talking about anything in particular for when we are actually in our transformation mode here, then we do indeed have Ramming Attack level 1, Anti-Blast Stabilizer, it still can do its role, thank god. Transformations Optimizer, Damage Control, and the Wing Special Cushioning going to be coming into play here a lot more at level 3 with a 30%. So overall, nothing super crazy. Obviously, it's a support ReZEL. It's nice that it has this extra Mega Beam Launcher set on it. But it actually has survived the chaos of the first day drop. This is actually the second day, or yeah, no, I'd say second day. It was actually pretty late into Wednesday for us by the time that it actually drops for banner drop and all that good stuff. But enough about all that. Let us actually move on to our practice round where we show out the suit and see what we can do in terms of output and general behavior. Okay. So, like we were saying initially, a lot of the stuff on this is pretty standard ReZEL fare. Neutral shot. Can also do a charge with the main gun. Nothing too crazy in terms of stuff like that. We can see the general output here. But also not bad output. If you're talking about just your typical stun into pressure with this, you also still have your rockets for that. Not bad at all. That being said, the melee, you're definitely probably just going to be hunting for down swings, you know, in cheeky situations from here to there. The big thing, of course, being, and we can move on to like another unit, being that we have a new set of weapons here with the mega beam cannons. Let us try to dig into these guys. Show off a couple things. So first of all, this thing has like 600 range, so honestly, even from here, we should be pretty okay. Just slam ourselves right up here. One thing to keep in mind, actually, though, when it comes to this, is if you're doing this, since you can't actually move while you're charging, keep in mind that you will move a little bit, and that although the beam stream can actually be moved, it can't really be moved that quickly. So if you already have some momentum in the opposite direction that you're trying to do, either time it so that you start from here and then slide onwards, or you're gonna be fighting your own beam quite a bit, which is a little unfortunate just because of the lack of extra turning. But yep, indeed, this is a piercing. There's no heavy stagger on this, although to be honest, if you could actually sweep this like the fucking what was it, Kapul beam, that would probably be a little bit busted, especially considering the range and coverage on this. But in general, pretty high damaging. If you're, like I was saying before, if you're already used to the usual ReZEL stuff, then you're probably going to be right at home here. To be honest, with it only really having one extra weapon outside of the usual kit, you can pretty much get away with your usual like midline and bonk combos that you would normally do in the ReZEL. Also, obviously, keeping in mind your, you know, oh, actually, to be honest, I don't know. I wonder what people are putting on this in terms of like actual output and stuff. Considering that it already has a pretty good chunk of range on it, I wonder if some people are putting a little bit of melee just to make those downswings count a little bit more. But in general, this is just like a big, like, either extreme range punish or just a quick follow to other people that already have stuff on the ground. For the most part, you're probably just going to be cycling through your usual stuff. And in general, that's actually okay. One other thing to note then is that the mega particle cannons actually are an instant stun when you're in your transformation. There's no stream, of course. I say that as if it's always going to be the case. If they actually do have a moving one like that, I don't even know what I would do. I'd probably lose my mind. But let us actually test something real quick. Okay, so no pierce. Instant stun just kind of plasters whatever is in front of it. Which is fine. It would have been kind of neat, but you know, it is what it is. Still, really nasty damage in general on this suit. Considering that a lot of people have been kind of griping about the fact that some supports, and especially bigger supports, don't really have a whole lot of like stun resist and stuff. There has been a little bit of gripage about the fact that this kind of seems to follow that trend outside of the damage control and explosive stuff. But considering how much damage it can actually do when it is undisturbed, I feel like that's just going to be the prevailing trend for supports in general, and it's probably the actual like justification. You know, because it's forcing you to play your space. You know, which is frustrating sometimes, especially when you have a lot of suits that are very aggressive and that can just kind of rush you down and, you know, not let you breathe. But obviously, it also means that you have to hinge a lot more on your teammates, which in pubs is oof, but when it does come together, it's pretty fucking satisfying. That being said, let us get into here and see what kind of damage we're doing, especially with our new weapon. Streaming, not too much. Keep in mind, of course, that this is also a ReZEL with none of the extra parts, so it is naked. Nothing else really super crazy going on here. The cycling on this is not too bad though. in general, you can get a decent amount of DPS out. Probably wouldn't really bother with the melee, but you know. The other thing to of course keep in mind is that since this is a piercing weapon, you can also just fucking absolutely light up this spot. Anyone that's trying to actually plant or whatever, you can pretty much just scramble their everything before they actually get off the spot or whatnot. As well as anyone who may be potentially trying to defuse on your end. So, always nice to have an extra option like that. But in general, although this is a nice suit, it may be a step in a sort of right direction for 650 stuff. Because honestly, it has been holding its own. It's not the overwhelming, crazy 4-star support that people were probably hoping for. Especially after we've been starved for another support for quite a fair amount of time at this point. But this is also one that, to be honest, we kind of figured was going to come. It was an inevitable pick. You know, and it's better than nothing. Hopefully a lot of people actually run this and continue to do so after the first week, because it does seem like it has a fair amount of potential. But we also did get a match. I got stubborn after I got it and tried to do some runs, and we finally got it after like our third try with a decent like win. So let us be checking that out right around here. Alright, round 3 in this thing. Let's see if we can do a bit better this time.
Here we go! Commence operation!
Oh boy. No. My body. Oh shit. Might be a GG actually. Yeah. That's the bad one. That's the one I don't want to steal. Oh wow, okay good, because he's got the extra priority. Oh my god. I need to grab this. Give me the bacon! Oh my god. Oh my god, no, 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 no.
An ally has destroyed an enemy mobile suit. Your ally's been knocked out.
Oh wow, okay. I highly doubt. Oh wow, okay. I was like, that's not gonna reach all the way over there, right? And it actually didn't. That did too!
Destroyed an enemy
Okay.
mobile suit.
Okie dokie. Damn. Alright. What are you gonna do? No particular gumption to give B. Don't know if we're really gonna...
Supporting fires.
Cause we can try to fend them off,
Out of the hot zone.
but it depends on how they actually approach here.
Long range supporting fires coming in hot. Firing's over. The supporting fire scored some nice hits. Time for cleanup. Your ally's been knocked out.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest, it wasn't super necessary to go all the way in like that.
You've taken some serious.
Ah,
Your ally's been knocked out.
what a shitty time to get fucking clipped like that. Oh shit. Whoop. Stab it. And beep, beep.
Enemy mobile suit.
I feel like I'm just doing like regular ReZEL stuff most of the time, but just with like extra range on it. I mean, obviously, right? But also like the support pack stuff, I'm just kind of...
Looks like we're
Also that. The melee and the downstate the march me twice and it should have died. Oh no! Okay, I feel a little bit bad. That's fucked up.
mobile suit.
That HML just couldn't win. Like, ugh. At least let me fry, bro. You okay? Heal the boo-boos. Heal the boo-boos. Okay. The boo-boo healing. Boop. Almost like I should be scuffing in for that. Yeah. Probably.
Left in the mission.
Oh my god.
Jumped up in priority.
Oh, oh yeah. That felt bad. That was definitely the GG shield. God damn. Ooh.
Pick where and how you'll sort team.
So still got a minute and some change to go here. 3's on the verge. 1 just got slapped. They're trying to finish out someone near him.
Your ally's been knocked out. An ally has destroyed an enemy mobile suit. One minute remaining. Stay sharp. An ally has destroyed an enemy mobile suit. Your ally's been knocked out. This damage shouldn't affect you much. An ally has destroyed an enemy mobile suit.
Phew, that got hectic. Wee.
Time has run
That's what I meant. There we go. Oh, well, that worked out. Wait, did they have someone? Well, they had someone DC partway through? Is that the same guy? No. That's a different person. I was gonna say, like, holy shit. But yeah, our team, once we actually got that initial grab, it was a little bit more downhill from there. So, not bad. Oh, got fourth on that one. Definitely is capable of doing a lot more damage than that. Hopefully, I can get some of the timing and movement down for the shoulder beams a bit more. Honestly, I should probably just be crouching to try to just stabilize and punish people who get stunned from like extreme range. But not bad. Especially once you start getting used to just being able to transform and move around a bit more too. Honestly, most of that damage wasn't even from any of the bigger stuff from the support pack itself. It was mostly just from doing regular ReZEL shit, so... When push comes to shove, when all else fails, you still ultimately do that, so... Not bad at all. And that was our match over in, I think, Tropical Desert. I'm gonna say that and totally have to correct myself in post, Lord knows. But in general, that was a pretty decent map, especially on that map. If anything, I probably should have did this practice on there because this is going to be a really good one for holding that hill, especially in mid. A lot of potential, especially with the extreme range on the particle cannons. Anyone that actually is on your team that, you know, does quick like Toad's Ritter stuns or walking stuns and Rababus and whatnot will definitely be able to help you out. You can pretty much compound on most things at 650 because a lot of stuff at 650 is already pretty strong on the range punish game. Having another support that just like makes anyone's life worse that someone just gets clipped by anything in this game, especially with these bad boys, is probably gonna be one for the books. Now that being said, there is a little bit to not like about this. Like I was saying, some of the momentum based stuff, because it is a Scooty suit, especially if you're caught up in the moment and just trying to line up your thing. Like if you slide a little too much, it's really hard to correct. In some cases, maybe even impossible, depending on how much distance you already got from where your intended target was. But that's the kind of games that you play when it comes to supports. They ultimately do have support techs in different ways. But I don't think this one's gonna go anywhere anytime soon, unless we somehow, and this is entirely possible by the way, get a super cracked, insane raid, as if we don't already have a bunch at 650 already, but you never know. We'll just have to see what the future holds. But until then, this is Gustav the 13th talking about our new support, the ReZEL. And until next time, I hope you guys have a good one, and I'll talk to you all later.